Okay guys, I'm just wanting to show you some of the work I've done on my Mossberg 930JM Pro Series. This is just your basic 24-inch 9-shot tube on it. I've already disassembled most of it so I can make this presentation a little easier, considering I'm trying to do this with my phone. Now when I first bought this gun, I did a lot of research, watched a lot of reviews on it. And the major complaint here was the angle, or the large step here. It's almost a 1/4 inch. I'm going to take this flat edge and give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about here. So if you look at this area right here, there was a very large hump right there. Made it very, very hard to quad load or dual load or plunge load, as I like to call it. So as you can see, we took quite a bit of material there. And I also built this out of a piece of 1-inch bar stock we had, a little match saver. Put it on the mill, milled it all out. I'm pretty lucky to have a dad who's a tool and die maker and has a Bridgeport and a metal lathe right in his garage, right next door actually. Now I see most people do this with, knock down this edge here with the Dremel or so on. So that's what my plan was, as I'm not a machine worker. I don't work a lot with metal or things to that extent. So you can imagine how scared I was when my dad pulled this thing out. Now oops, sorry, that's upside down. Now this is a 3/4 inch metal cutting carbide burr. Okay, let me get this thing out of here so you guys get an idea. This thing's super aggressive, spinning on at a couple thousand RPMs on a die grinder. I about had a heart attack. Probably a good thing I was running to grab a beer when my dad started, because I probably would have died. But as you can see, it turned out real nice, real clean, real smooth. Another problem here is, let me pull this thing apart here real quick, and I'll show you that. I'm going to pause the video real fast. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I just pulled the extension tube off so I could slide the actual forearm away. This area here is also a flat surface that just jumps straight up right here where you see a scribe mark. So we filed that down, knocked that down, and then there was actually still a gap between the forearm and this section here. So if you look real close, you can see just some epoxy resin that we added to fill in that gap, and that makes that real nice and smooth there where those two meet. Let me slide this back in real quick. So you have a real nice smooth transfer area there now. It's very nice and gradual. Absolutely nothing catches. It's beautiful. Now I haven't opened up the loading port or welded the lifter yet, but those are things I wanted to get done right off the bat to make that a little easier. My brother's going to weld this in. My lifter here probably sometime next week for me, thank God, and my brothers are welders as well. So I'm going to slide this off here and show you another thing we did. And another thing I read a lot of complaints about was build up underneath this, as I'm going to call a connecting rod between the piston and the driver here. So basically what we did was we put this on the Bridgeport. We used a 1/4 inch center drill, and we drilled these little chamfered holes in this. Now they're not perfect, but hey, you don't see it, so I'm really not concerned. I didn't want to buy or spend any extra money because unfortunately funds are tight right now. So basically what this does is allows for the buildup and stuff to be cleaned out and pushed out of this area. These are actually like a bunch of little razor blades underneath. Very smooth on top, of course, but underneath anything that's on that tube as this is moving back and forth is going to be pulled out and cleaned out and shoved into this area. So it'll help keep this area nice and clean. So that's where I'm at with the JM Pro right now. Still working on it, but so far so good. I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Bye.